1.07. Yes. Do I need to mule off? Dumb best barb ever? Yes, I do. Italu. Italu. I can probably... Oh wait, pause the restream and then unblind. Alright. What's this? Alright, gold find. And then generic run walk charms. Okay. So the main reason why I'm doing the 1.07 council, or like what am I looking for specifically right now, is just run walk charms. So that I can have multiple sets of inventories full of run walk charms for rack runners. Hell. This.
Greetings.
Can you upgrade tower shield? Tower shield? Probably not. Alright. So just some 1.07 high council runs today. Probably about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. Okay. Alright. So I pick up the rare cudgel, or cudgel maybe. I think it's cudgel. For the very low possibility that it can be a low-level dueling trophy for a druid. $13 minimum damage. And then lately I've started picking up more rares in general. Curie Visor and Tiara and Topaz. Kind of just the idea being you can't find good stuff if you don't identify it. If that makes sense. But there's not really anything specific I'm looking for on a lot of these rares when I identify them. Just kind of, hey, what's this? Oh, it's garbage. As expected. So. What do you know? Alright. And then some of these rares, particularly the weapons, I'm only really interested in looking if they are ethereal.
Yes.
Hmm. back. Jewel. Small charm.
I am overburdened.
Ring chipped ruby.
Good day.
6 to maximum damage, small charm, but it's plain. So it's no good. Oh, I thought I was dead. I saw my life bubble go very low. And so I thought it was at 1, and that when Whirlwind finished I would die. So fortunately that didn't happen. Now this is soft core, so dying is only inconvenient. $12 maximum damage, large charm.
I am overburdened. Hello. I am overburdened.
Hmm. I thought I saw a charm, but I guess not.
Yes.
Yes.
Stay a while and listen. can't carry anymore.
Why not?
Good to see you.
Hello? There.
What do you need?
What do you need?
I need to go to Elzix because his shop window refreshes faster than Jamella's does. And I'm looking for heavy gloves. Heavy vampire bone. Nice.
Good day.
All right.
Stay a while and listen.
What's the defense? 61. Items database. Complete list of expansion armor. Protector shield. $79. Didn't mine just say like 86? Gilded shield. I wonder is it actually spelled wrong in the game? What's here? Vortex 125, and if I go here, what I'm checking is if they're different. Yeah, they are. Okay, that's what I thought. The 1.07 and 1.08 Paladin shields have lower defense values. And they don't get re-rolled when forwarded, they stay low, I'm pretty sure. That is what my memory tells me. It's like, I think I remember reading this 14 years ago. So, could be wildly inaccurate. There. Razor bow. Okay. Adds 2 to 8 damage. Oh no. That'd be 1 to 4 as a small charm. I wouldn't keep that even for level 30.
I can't carry anymore. Good day.
Alright, picked up the wrong thing.
Greetings.
The damage is low. The attack speed is low. Mildly interesting. Large shield. I thought that was large charm.
Yes?
Grand charm. And then I'll pick up these because why not? I think I've been thinking about starting to pick up paladin shields when I'm if I'm about to leave a game but my inventory is not full, then pick up the ones that are nearby. It's not like going out of my way to get them, but just sometimes picking them. Plate mail. What's this? Ancient armor.
Hail to you, champion.
Any heavy gloves? Muling off. Wrong one. Also wrong one. Oh my gosh.
What you need?
Sapphire.
Hello.
No.
I can't carry anymore. Good day. can't carry anymore. Hello.
A jewel.
Yes?
Hmm.
Good day. Good day.
$105. Okay. I was just checking the base defense.
I am overburdened.
Phase Blade. It's pretty rare.
I can't carry anymore.
Hmm.
Good to see you. I am overburdened.
Hail to you, champion.
Greetings.
I can't. Good day. Hello.
Earth Spirit. Nice.
listen.
Mm.
Greetings. I can't carry anymore. Yes?
Mm.
Good day. overburdened.
Hmm.
Stay a while and listen. I am overburdened.
Hello.
Hmm. 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 I just missed one.
Your presence honors me.
Mm. Dream spirit? Wow. Okay. What? That was... Okay, I'm gonna try that again. What? That's wild. I can right-click the potion while it's in my inventory. Holding something. I wonder... Watch the game crash when I exit now.
Yes?
Yes.
I am overburdened.
Alright, topaz, and that's it. And then I need to repair my stuff.
I can't carry anymore.
Check for interesting armors. And heavy gloves. Come back.
not here. I can't carry anymore.
Hmm.
Yes? I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened. Hello.
Alright, I need to mule off.
I can't carry anymore.
Hmm. One to 5 damage. That's a no. But it's an interesting combination of affixes. I have a 3 to 6, I think I have like a 3 to 4, and then maybe like a. Well, I don't know. Those are the only ones I know for sure. 3 to 6 being a perfect roll. Why did I open the wrong one again? 3 minimum damage, 6 maximum damage, small charm. Hello, poop face. So far today, I have found nothing interesting. 1 hour in.
Greetings.
Well, I say nothing interesting. I pick up all my consumables and stuff. I got a vampire bone glove from gambling as a crafting base. And I think I haven't played since Saturday. I think so. I saw you playing on Discord, and so I moused over, and it was a sorceress, and I was like, oh, never mind. If it had been the Hurricane Druid, I was gonna click in just to see, but probably not stay very long. But I don't actually need to see it, just would have been like, oh, cool. You know. Wait, I'm leaving, so I pick up the Paladin Shield. What's wrong with Sorg? Oh.
Good day.
I'm single-minded, that's what. Jim's friend only wants one thing, and it's Hurricane. Whirlwind being a vaguely similar natural phenomenon is tolerable. Yep. Actually, I don't even know. Like, I can't think of if I went outside and saw some weather, what would I have to see to be like, that's a whirlwind? Because I think I would just say tornado. Or dust devil, if it's small.
Stay a while and listen.
3 elemental. Ding. Oh. I don't know why my peripheral vision thought the L rune was a Poe rune. I don't think I've ever had that vision hallucination before. That's fine. Optical hallucination. 15 maximum damage grand charm. Goes back on the floor. Wind whirl, that's right. Or maybe it's wind whirl. Like a wind-up toy. Oh no. I was thinking about, like, you know, I don't do this, but I was just thinking in my head, what would I draw if I were to make caricatures of my characters? Because I'm not an artist, and so if I were to do something, it would have to be something that's expected to look goofy anyway. And making a Whirlwind Barbarian a wind-up toy would just be really funny. Hello, Sheets. I think you're new. I don't recognize your name.
I am overburdened.
I am overburdened.
Good day.
So if you want, I can show you my gear. Otherwise, I'll just keep playing. And you'll be able to see my drops. I guess that's it. This is 1.07, so a lot of the gear choices and stuff will be very different, and the ways that they work are different. Yeah, the white runes is why I pick up all the potions in gold. Because missing a high rune would basically be the worst thing that you can do in these runs, in my opinion. And so I pick up all the white stuff off the floor, or most of it, to make sure I see the white runes. Sure, why not? Alright.
Yes.
You know, otherwise, in general, there's no real reason to pick up, you know, like potions and stuff. I'm back. Yeah. Yeah, I think making the runes orange was a really good addition. I think what would have been even better, there's a mod for like 1.10 called Colored Rune Mod. And you can pick which color they appear as. I think that would be really neat. I guess a lot of loot filters do that now too, where you can make it show as almost anything. 1.07 and 1.08 are, yes, there are some pretty significant differences. 1.08 fixed a lot of the bugged items that can spawn that are 1.07 exclusive. And so, for example, I have this glove. It's a blood-crafted glove, and it does 27 lifesteal. I think they cap out somewhere around 33. I'm not certain on that number. So any blood recipe, except for the boots, can have, and I guess probably except for the belt as well, can have a really high lifesteal whenever the lifesteal affix rolls as one of the selected affixes for the crafted item. Like it picks 4 affixes and one of them is lifesteal. Then all of that lifesteal, the lifesteal from the recipe, and the plus life from the recipe all become lifesteal. And then the other major difference between 1.07 and 1.08, or I guess 2 more, is the mana after each kill bugged rings. So you can get up to 37 to mana after each kill on rings in 1.07 using the Sapphire plus Thawing Potion plus Ring cube recipe. Anytime it rolls Triumphant, all of the cold resist becomes mana after each kill instead. And then the third major difference is the maximum damage and minimum damage available on charms. So here's 16 maximum damage as a prefix on a grand charm. It could be up to 20. 12 to maximum damage prefix, perfect roll on the damage, 28 life. 12 maximum damage. They can also get as a suffix, so 12 and 12. This could get 20 as a prefix, 20 as a suffix, so up to 40 maximum damage. The all resists can roll higher. Grand charms can get 20, large charms can get 12, and small charms can get 6. The single resists go up to 36 on grand charms, 24 on large charms, or 12 on small charms. And then look at that, so beautiful. Anyway, the minimum damage also can be higher on the charms. So this is a perfect roll, 3 minimum damage, small charm with 20 life. I think large charms can get 7. I'm not certain. And then grand charms can get 11. And so here's 11 maximum damage on a small charm. 5 or 6 on the prefix, and then 6 or 5 on the suffix. It could have been 12. So those are the main differences. And then a difference in mechanics that's really important. And actually, I don't know if this is a thing in 1.08 or not, but I think it's not. Is that on attack can go off with Whirlwind. So my amplified damage on attack works with Whirlwind. Which is very important, because now I don't have to use Berserk on the physical immune guy. I guess another kind of important difference is the number of sockets that Larzuk can give. Larzuk can give magic weapons and armors up to 4 sockets, and he can give magic helmets up to 3 sockets, and then he can give crafted items 3 sockets. So the 4 sockets in this sword came from Larzuk, not the jeweler's prefix, because it's an echoing prefix, which for some reason echoing is combat skills and not war cries.
I can't carry anymore.
So those are the biggest changes.
Good day.
For the items.
Yes.
In general, I know much more about what works and doesn't work in 1.07 than I do in 1.08. I don't know a whole lot about 1.08 specifically, so there may be some differences that I'm unaware of. In general, when people play 1.07, I think what they're going to be looking for is the charms.
Good day.
The damage charms. But, or just like a different experience, like, you know, the game's pretty different and they just want to play it, see what it was like.
What do you need?
I think I like 1.07. It has really cool items. In 1.07, there are a few rune words that work and a lot of rune words that don't work, and they all are garbage. In 1.08, the rune words are realm only and don't work in single player. Also, in 1.07, the few rune words that do work are different than modern versions, and so if you forward them, they just become gemmed items because it's not a real rune word anymore. So that's another difference.
Greetings.
There's only basically one rune word that I care much about in 1.07, and that's rune word not X-lated Kalkin. It's my favorite. I think it's like Tur El Nef in melee weapons, but not all melee weapons. I can't remember what I put one in. I think I put one in Wirt's leg and it didn't work. So it might just be like swords and axes or something.
Yes. Not in town.
I had probably a dumb idea. I don't think would really catch on a lot. But if Blizzard were to, I guess, resell like the old ladder or the old versions and have like one ladder on each version in a similar way that they do in classic WoW. I think some people could have a lot of fun with that. I just don't know if it would really catch on. And they would probably have to keep all the items separate from everything else, and then that would just fracture the small remaining player base even further. Ort, I get to craft my weapon. Oh yeah, another difference, well actually I don't know if this is different, I think it's different, is that in 1.07 all magic affixes are available on crafted items. and not just rare affixes. So Soul Crack becomes Eagle Bar. 237 enhanced damage, 144 to 190 fire damage, 17 to minimum damage, 324 to attack rating. But there's no attack speed. What was mine? 326 enhanced damage. I'd say this was a good try, but not quite there.
Good to see you.
Small charms. Hello? Don't touch me. But it's not all benefits. So I just heard a weird noise. There are some things that are worse in 1.07. I just don't know if they're worse than 1.08 because I don't know everything about 1.08. Alright, that's good. Anyway, I don't know if I heard thunder outside or if, like,
Hello.
the upstairs neighbors making noise, maybe. 4 to maximum damage. Small charm. No good. It goes on the floor.
Welcome to the desert rain.
Heavy gloves, please. And yeah, my gear is pretty good. Probably I guess some of the limitation of my gear is that my build is not optimal. And so I picked some items that are probably less good than they could be. Like Scourge. But otherwise, the thing that could probably best be improved would be the boot. With a crafted boot. But I don't want to use Jules crafting boots anymore. At least not right now. And here I'm just looking for magic vampire bone gloves. As a crafting material and also kind of as a gold sink. If I didn't need them for crafting, I would just gamble circlets, probably. even though the circlets can only get one socket. Show me heavy gloves. Ooh, I almost pressed spacebar. I like half pressed spacebar. So I almost skipped that one. Heavy, 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 heavy. Alright.
Good day.
You know, in the words of Krayshawn, I'm not the fridge, I'm the freezer. And the interpretation of that is, what's cooler than cool? Well, a refrigerator is cool, and so a freezer is even cooler than 1.07 is a freezer. That's right, it's cool. There you go.
I can't.
That will probably be my first and last reference ever to having looked at rapgenius.com.
I am overburdened. Yes.
What was this? Nothing. I hate Grand Crown because it looks like Grand Charm. No touching. Thank you. Tur. I used to craft Tur runes with heavy gloves, but I had enough decent results that now I only craft vampire bone gloves and save my jewels for other things.
Greetings.
Eventually, when I start doing 1.08 council runs, I'll find out if jewels spawn more frequently or less frequently than Talrunes. And Talrunes will be used for the caster amulets. If you're still here, Sheets, another major difference in 1.07 and 1.08 is the caster amulets. In 1.07, they get 1 faster cast speed as their crafting bonus. And in 1.08, they roll, I think it's between 5 and 15.
I can't.
So the maximum casting speed on a 1.07 amulet is 11, and the maximum casting speed on a 1.08 amulet is 25.
Good day.
So that's a pretty major difference, I would say. Nuh-uh. So not everything about 1.07 is good. Or better. There are some drawbacks. As far as getting overpowered items. 25. I mean, probably. It would be good for sorceresses for sure. And then having the 25 cast speed amulet with a 15 cast speed caster crafted belt is the only way to reach 200 FCR in 1.08 that I'm aware of.
I am overburdened.
Cloudy sphere. Sure.
I can't carry anymore.
Coronet.
I am overburdened. Greetings.
If you can get what? You can get 200, I know that. I have had in the past both of those items, but they weren't good results. They're just like, oh, here's a generic belt with 15, and here's a generic amulet with 25. What? Long, long ago. I kind of had two major periods of time where I played in the past, and one was when I was a teenager and understood nothing and played on Realm, and the other was as a young adult and I understood some things and I played single player. And now here's the third major iteration of me playing. Yeah, it's not super difficult to get because it just requires Tal Rune, and so it's not like horrendously rare rune to get. Also, in theory, you could get infinite Tal runes from Qualkek by like in a similar way to quest bugging Andariel or Duriel, you can quest bug the Qualkek reward, and he'll give you a Tal rune. But I think it's a low item level rune that he gives you. It might even be item level 1. So not ideal. Hello, Innie. You sound great today. Thank you. Or, I don't know. I guess it's less thank you and more, oh, I'm glad that the microphone seems to be behaving properly. Yes.
Not in town.
Not in town. Oh, I need to mule off. Sometimes I speak with a deeper voice, and sometimes I speak more nasally, and the difference I do not know. It's just I don't really pay attention to the way that I'm speaking, and so however it comes out that day, that's how it is, and so maybe today is one of the better sounding voice options.
Yes.
30 life. No suffix, no prefix.
I am overburdened.
Yeah. Okay. I still don't see everything. So maybe that's what you're referencing. I seem sound. Alright. Muling off. Lately, in general, I have been... What's this? I have been feeling better. So maybe that's what you're referring to, and somehow you can hear that coming through in my voice. And I think it's entirely related to my digestive intolerance. I switched brands of energy drink, and basically I think that alone changed a lot of how I feel. So now instead of drinking C4, I drink Rain. And they're both bad and risky because I should not be eating things that are labeled with natural flavor because I don't know where that comes from. But so I do feel better in general.
Impossible.
Ah, you're doing like self-improvement stuff?
I am overburdened.
Or some other word that you prefer to use if you don't like self-improvement? Self-actualization, maybe? I think that's a much better sounding way of saying it. It also kind of makes the goal much higher, I guess. Anything like, and this can just be a yes or no, you don't have to say what. Is there anything weird that you're doing? Or is it just like, oh, I eat more healthy food, I sleep on time, and I go to the gym? Or is it like, oh, I've started mewing to shape the way my mouth looks? I go out, camping because I feel peaceful in nature, which is good, good things. I enjoy nature. Um, there's generally not much difference between the uniques in 1.07 and 1.08. The major difference will be High Lord's Wrath. 1.08 High Lord's Wrath. I don't want to say wrong, so I'm going to actually look it up. Deadly Strike, Run Walk, Skills, Lightning Resist, Lightning Damage. So in 1.07, it doesn't have the Deadly Strike. It just has the Run Walk. Besides that, I feel like there's one or two uniques that are different. I just don't know what, and it's really minor stuff. In general, the uniques are going to be the same for 1.07 and 1.08. And so I'm wearing Vamke's and Gladiator's Bane, which will be the same as the 1.08 versions. Kind of a, I guess you could say this is a difference in the uniques, but not really, is in 1.07, you cannot gamble uniques at all, and the racks have a 1 in 1,000 chance to spawn a unique. Whereas in 1.08, you can gamble uniques. There's a 1 in 100,000 chance when you gamble to get a unique. And the racks have a 1 in 800 chance to spawn. What else? There was something else I was thinking of. Some bases don't drop in 1.07 at all. And so you can get the uniques in 1.08, but not 1.07. Wind Force and Stormspire, I think, are the uniques that have the same mods, but in 1.07 they don't spawn at all. You can't make them show up in the game without cheating. Alright, I'll read that in a second. Jewel? Okay. It's a pretty big change.
Hail to you, champion.
Hail to you, champion.
You might have said, wait. You probably said a banned word. Did I already loot down there? Yeah. YouTube has several words, and I don't even know what they all are, that you're just not allowed to say in chat. I could probably change like the chat safety settings or whatever, but I just leave it at whatever the default is.
Good day.
Hmm. But I do wish that it would show, like, if there was a censored message, I wish it would show through on the streamer's chat window so that I could see it anyway, but it is what it is. Yeah, that sounds like some pretty, like, it's not even sounds like, that is major changes. But I think maybe, I guess the only real thing I could say about it without, like, anyway, the guy from Mythbusters, like, there's two guys. There's the one with the weird little hat, and then there's the other one. And so the other guy, I think it was the other guy. Anyway, one of the two said that, like, you know, you can spend about 10 years mastering some sort of skill or job or whatever. And then, you know, each decade you can completely start over and live basically a new life. And he proposed this, I think, or at least I've seen it interpreted as a way to basically kind of feel as if you're living multiple lifetimes in your single lifespan. So that might be kind of what you're doing there.
I am overburdened.
Yeah, razor bow.
Good day.
What's the level on this? Required level 21. I think it might go up when forwarded. Anyway. Jamie Oliver. I mean, I think I was just saying that because it's like almost as if that's what you're doing. Like you did a thing for 7 years, you were really good at it, and now for whatever reason, you're switching to like something completely different. So that's what made me think of it. Um, I think the
Yes.
so there's two other things that you might go like doing in 1.07 besides Travancore. And I might think of more as I think about it. But one would be cows on players 8 by loading multiple characters into the game, and then with a Javazon generally. And then the other is that it only takes 2 cycles of the ritual to force the Gloam's ritual to force all mobs to attempt to drop at least uniques. So you get a lot of rares that way, but um, a lot of the rares aren't really all that good. But you could get like rings and amulets and stuff, circlets, that way. But since in general, the actual thing that I'm looking for is consumables and charms, the High Council is just way too strong.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
Alright, circlet. And then that should be it. Hmm.
What do you need?
Yeah, I think one thing where the idea of uh, living like feeling like you live multiple lifetimes in only one lifespan um, is it's certainly something that will be much easier to achieve if you are very wealthy. And so all of your time can just be spent on a hobby because you don't have to worry about groceries and rents. But yeah, I wasn't really trying to make a big point. It's just what you were saying reminded me of that, that's all.
I can't carry anymore.
Razor bow. Yeah, I know, I guess someone significantly less wealthy than the Mythbusters guys. I guess it probably was Jamie Oliver who said that. Um, one of the reasons why he enjoys Dungeons and Dragons so much is you get to like live a fake life. Like if you completely immerse yourself in the character, uh, then the game of make believe can almost feel real,
Can't carry anymore.
which is an interesting idea. Like speed running fake life experiences, I guess.
I am overburdened.
Alright, Avenger Guard, and then this Warhammer is not ethereal. Okay. Oh. Yeah, isn't Jamie... Oh, that's what I thought. Like, Jamie Oliver is a person. And I was like, oh, I guess that just must be Jamie from Mythbusters. It has been a very long time since I watched Mythbusters, and mostly that was only in high school physics class on substitute teacher days. So, not super familiar with it. Like, I understand the concept and stuff, but don't really know who all the people are and whatever. Alright, I need to mule off. I guess another point about trying to do Magic Find in 1.07 is the treasure class system is completely broken. It doesn't work the way that it should. So, for example, doing boss runs like Andariel runs isn't really worthwhile because they can only drop from their normal difficulty treasure class, even in Nightmare in Hell.
Yes?
Oh yeah, I need to mule off.
I am overburdened.
Coronet.
Stay a while and listen.
So that's one place that you would typically do runs. Dang. Jamie and Adam. Well then, who's Oliver? Anyway. So yeah, Bosses is a place that you might normally think of as doing Magic Find runs, but in 1.07, it's very much not worth it. Did I hallucinate and make Oliver up? Very possible.
Hello.
Hello, I would like heavy gloves, please. Thank you. More. Oliver Twist. Not Oliver's Travels, but close. Shark skin, heavy, heavy, heavy. More, please. More. Heavy, heavy. Shark skin, heavy. Stop what? Oh man, imagine, right? This restaurant, Oliver Garden.
I can't carry anymore.
What would they serve there?
Hello.
Oh, 100 life circlet. Oh. Poison resist magic find ring. Goes back on the floor. There's a song by... who are they? Lonely Island? I think that's the name. Called I Threw It on the Ground. And that's basically this guy's theme song. It's a garbage song, like it's really dumb. And I don't know if it's a parody of like a particular thing or if it's just like original idiocy.
Good to see you.
2 drew, ooh, 1 to 9 damage. I won't keep it, but mildly interesting. So 1 to minimum damage and 9 to maximum damage large charm. Yeah, probably so. But what about this small charm? 3 minimum damage, 20 life. I feel like that one would be worth a lot. The only valuable one I have on this guy that you can actually still get would probably be this one, which would also be pretty expensive. 3 max, 18 attack rating, fast run walk.
Impossible.
It is unfortunately 3 run walk. If this had been 1.08 or 1.09, it would be 5 run walk. Oh, show mask. Okay. Mask. 150% damage to undead, which is actually 50% enhanced damage to undead. Hit causes monster to flee. 5 resist, 20 strength, 25 defense. There's the mask. I might have one. Or like 8. So I can pull it up. Yeah, a lot of the uniques are really bad. The 1.07, 1.08 uniques. And then some are really good. 12 maximum damage large charm. Back on the floor. 5 maximum damage, 7 gold find. Was it 7 gold find? Yeah. So 6 and 10 would be perfect rolls.
Overburdened.
I don't have a good gold find charm set, so this does qualify. On the one hand, it's really good. On the other, I just don't like things that are that far from perfect. So. But definitely a keep. What virtue is your pursuit? I'm not gonna go watch YouTube videos while I stream. I just play Diablo 2. $80 jaw runes. Ah. I think if 1.07 items were available on Realm, then yeah, they would be pretty expensive. Coronet. Phase Blade. I can look at that.
Overburdened.
Where did it go? There. Oh yeah, I was going to check here. Unique armor, helm, the face of horror. So there's the picture of the mask, and it, oh, hit causes monster to flee 63%. I think that's different. Oh, it doesn't say. Okay. So there you go. 63 monster flee. Incredible. Yeah, if I were to play on Realm and do trading, I would probably rather deal in Forum Gold than Jaw Runes. But I don't, so I don't have to worry about it. Alright. Thank you for stopping by, watching, and chatting. Have a good evening. I'll probably play for about 40 more minutes.
I am overburdened.
Let's see, Grand Charm, Grand Charm. Alright. Repair.
Hello.
Hello.
Armor. No.
What do you need?
Arrows. And then if you want to see
Can't carry anymore.
some of my better drops that I'm not currently wearing, I do have a few drops videos. It's not a highlight reel, like it doesn't show the gameplay. It's just pictures of items and then me talking about them briefly. So I have some of those on my channel from doing, I previously did 5,000 High Council runs, and so a lot of my best drops from that are in there. Mostly it focuses on charms because that's the stuff that I like the most. And then there's probably a few items mixed in from Classic that I found during the same time period.
Impossible.
And over the course of those runs, my standards for what I consider a good drop increased quite a bit. So the earlier runs, I'll be showing stuff that's less interesting. And in the later runs, it's only like, wow, this is actually really good. And since then, probably my standards have gone even higher. And I throw stuff on the floor that I used to keep and take screenshots of. Come back here. And it will also show you how rare the runes used to be. Because in 5,000 runs, my best rune drop, or my highest rune, was Vex. And when I ran some basic analysis on it, the expected result was that the highest rune drop should be Vex. These guys need to go. Dodge. I wasn't trying to dodge. It was just, I was in the zone, man. It's just automatic. But that lightning damage probably does close to 0 damage to me. And it might even simply be 0. I was just going to kill those ghoul lords because they like to chase me and cast meteors, and then it's hard to see the items, like hard to read through the fire.
I am overburdened.
So that's what that was about.
Stay a while and listen.
Let's see. Yeah, charms is like, when I'm doing these council runs, the charms are probably, in general, going to be the most interesting items that I find. Occasionally, I'll get a nice craft. But what I'm specifically like looking for right now, why am I even doing these runs, is I need more runwalk charms, just basic ones. And instead of like killing council in normal and probably getting them more quickly, but not having chance to find anything actually cool, I'm doing them in hell, where I can get cool stuff. But some of the items left for me to get in 1.07 that I am specifically hunting for, although not in the High Council, is the +6 to Hurricane Pelt, so 3 elemental skills, 3 hurricanes, and then asking Larzuk really nicely to give me sockets, and then getting 3 sockets on it. Trying to think, I think that might be the only 1.07 specific item that I still need for my Hurricane Druid. Oh yeah, sapphires. Sapphires to make these rings, the mana after each kill ring, with, but I want a rare one. So I want a rare ring that has mana after each kill, magic find, and casting speed. So that's the real prize left for me in 1.07. 3 find items, 3 battle cries, 2 frenzies, but no barbarian skills. And I have 1 +6 hurricane pelt.
What do you need?
And I want 2 more before I go ask Larzuk for sockets, and I'll show you. The High Council is not typically how I look for pelts. Usually I come here and I'm like, hey Elzix, show me a pelt. But I do it with a character that has runwalk
What you need?
gear equipped, and sometimes he puts pelts in his shop window.
Hello.
Are you gonna show me one? No.
What you need?
And what makes that item 1.07 exclusive is Larzuk giving it 3
Welcome
sockets.
To the Desert Rain.
And on my Amazon, I think it was like, so there's a +3 hurricane pelt, but it has no 3 elemental. with my Amazon based on counting how many pelts showed up in the shop window in 30 minutes of shopping. And affix chances, it should take me about 150 hours per +6 hurricane pelt on average of shopping. So that's a lot of shopping. So that and the craft or the bugged mana after each kill ring are kind of the things really that I like really want out of 1.07. And then it's like, well, since I'm here, I might as well get some of the other cool stuff, you know, that's 1.07 exclusive. And then I do use these items in other versions. So I'll take them forward in time and use them in like 1.10 or 1.14. So charms, and then also you see I pick up all the gems. Lots of consumables is what I get from the High Council. Heavy gloves, please. Thank you. Vampire bone.
Your presence honors me.
I can show you in a second. I guess I'm about to mule off, and so then I can show you an item that I have made that is 1.07 exclusive for several reasons.
I am overburdened.
That I'm specifically searching for, or was searching for, and now have. Yes, but yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Jeweler's Gaean pelt. If you are familiar with the history of the Pit Berserker, the original Pit Berserker was made by a user named Fabian, and he had a 1.07 Berserker's barbarian helmet of whatever the suffix was, and then it had 3 sockets, so it was like having Jeweler's Berserkers. So I'll mule off and pull up. So it had a 1.07 exclusive item, the very first Pit Berserker, or at least the one that all others are now based on. Weapon, melee, blunt. No. Alright. Let me throw all this stuff in here, and then I'll go searching for that super special chocolatey awesome item. That's 1.07 exclusive, which I will be using on my Hurricane Druid. And it's like a really dumb item. It's not quite best in slot. It is, I think, about 1% worse than best in slot for my build. that I don't have. Like, I haven't made the druid. In here, weapon, melee, blunt, club, glyph blow. Alright, so I'll show you that in game. Glyph blow, Wurt's leg. So the 1.07 weapon crafting recipes will accept any weapon as input, and all 1.07 crafts can get magic affixes, not just rare affixes. And so here I was looking to get a club with 3 elemental skills for the druid, and the only club that can get 3 sockets, which is the most Larza can give a crafted item, is Wurt's leg. So I crafted Wurt's leg to get a 3 elemental druid skills Wurt's leg with 3 sockets, which I'll put eventually I'll put 3 plus 5 cold facets in here to use as a pre-buff for casting Hurricane. It does about 1% less damage at the skill level Hurricane that I intend to have than 6 facets in a generic weapon would. But this one is much cooler than a 6 facet weapon, in my opinion. What? So I like interesting and weird items. Was that a circlet? No. Yeah, I also have a +2 druid Wurt's leg. I got really lucky when I was crafting them. I had 86 runes available, Ort runes, and then with about a 1 in 100 chance to get the 3 elemental skills. And I got really lucky and ended up with both 3 elemental and +2 druid varieties. So, yeah, I also have the Valkyrie wing. I think so. I don't know. I assume that I have it. Using the Magic Find ritual from the Gloams in single player, getting Valkyrie Wing is relatively trivial. So let me put this somewhere that I won't accidentally drop things in the sockets. But the 1.07 weapon crafting recipe will accept any weapon as input, and so you can craft like strangling gas potion. It's no good because there's no affixes available on strangling gas potions, but you will get the plus life and the life steal. What was it that I saw? I guess nothing. And so, you know, Wurt's leg was viable input for the recipe. But yeah, it's a really, I think, a really interesting item.
Great ales.
And I think I've showed you already, this sword is similar in that it also, like, Larzuk basically gave it a free jeweler's prefix, which I use as a cold resist and lightning resist buff that also casts amplified damage on attack. The damage and attack rating, I think attack rating, but for sure the damage on it doesn't matter. Only the main hand weapon is used for calculating damage. So the fact that I don't have sword mastery doesn't matter, as long as I keep it in the offhand.
I am overburdened.
What? Razor bow.
I can't carry anymore.
Okay, I see a grand charm. It's my favorite item to identify. But some of these items, like the 1.07 exclusive items, don't exist on Realm because 1.07 was never on Realm. It just went straight to 1.08. Come back. And probably the most interesting item that could exist, but that I have never seen on Realm, and you know, I don't play there, but just for example, is the Stone of Jordan with single resistances, or prismatic Tal Rasha's amulet. So both of those could exist, but I've never seen them. So you could, in theory, have a Stone of Jordan with any, not all, but any of poison, light, fire, or cold resist, with somewhere between 6 and 36 resists. So let me... I'll just show you one. Like how it works. Because when you see the cube recipe, it will make more sense. And it works in 1.07 and it also works in 1.08.
I can't.
But it does not work in 1.09 or higher. So let me finish looting this stuff and then I'll show you the recipe and explain it.
Yes?
Let me grab an antidote potion.
The Order welcomes you.
And a ring.
Good day.
What can I do for you?
So this recipe used for making low-level items. A emerald. I think now it has to be perfect. An antidote potion and a ring. There's also thawing potion, sapphire and ring, and there's exploding potion, ruby and ring, and then there is topaz ring. And then it makes a ring that gets a free prefix of resist based on the color. And so here I have Serpent's Ring with a free Jade prefix, 34 poison resist, and it rolls between 6 and 36. The output is not limited to magic items. And so the output here could be a rare item, it could be a set item, and it could be a unique item. And so you could have like Cathin's Ring with 34 poison resist. Or you could, in theory, have SOJ with 6 to 36 of any elemental resist. And if you do the same or the similar recipe that gives amulets all resists using 6 perfect gems, one of each color except for skull, the same rules apply. It doesn't limit only magic items as output. You can get sets, rares, and uniques as output as well. It's pretty rare to get SOJ. Your best odds are to roll in 1.08 between character levels 60 and 79, I think. Or maybe it's just 61 and 80. And then you have like 1 in 24,800, I think. Chance of rolling an SOJ per attempt. When I finish filling this stash full of junk, so in about 20 minutes, I can load up my guy in 1.08 who has some rings like that and show you how they look in game. I don't have SOJ, but I recently did 4,000 attempts at the poison prefix recipe. It makes item level equals character level times 2/3. So mine were item level 60, which is not ideal for odds to get SOJ. Because the Dwarf Star and Ravenfrost become available results, diluting your unique item pool. making SOJ less common per unique. Hopefully that made sense. But I can show you, like I said, once this stash is full and like I'm done for the day, I'll load up 1.08 and show you so you can see pictures of it in game. This one's not terrible. Yeah, that's not terrible, especially at level 35. Very nice twinking ring, I think. Yeah, and so it's limited by, you know, your item level can only be 2/3 of your character level, so Bulkatho's Wedding Band is not available, for example, because you can't roll a high enough level ring to get it. A lot of the, you know, like High Lord's, High Lord's Wrath, I think, is unavailable for the amulet recipe, and then Mara's Kaleidoscope is unavailable for the prismatic recipe. But you can get Tal Rasha's amulet. It's extremely expensive to get Tal Rasha's amulet that way. It takes... I think it's like 18,000 perfect gems, is that right? No, it's like 25,000 perfect gems. So really, really expensive on average. You know, 25,000 perfect gems on average, I think is what it costs.
Hello.
Oh, fast run walk. That's what I'm here for. If you haven't played 1.07, which it sounds like you have not, I'll show you something that's really funny. Just really quick. This will probably also blow your mind. Fast run walk is linear from items and with no diminishing returns. So this is not as fast as you can go, because I don't have the sword that gives 20 fast run walk, and the Amazon doesn't have any built-in skills that give passive run walk. So the assassin or the barbarian or the paladin could all run faster. The barbarian could run the fastest because he could have 2 of the sword that give run walk. Here's the Valkyrie wing. Anyway. What? Sure.
Good to see you.
So that's a fun little thing about 1.07. And that's the character I used to shop the pelts. So I just stacked her up with some run walk gear so that she can run back and forth to the sewer more quickly. But yeah, I've never seen or even heard of a resist SOJ or a resist a prismatic unique or set amulet on Realm. That doesn't mean, you know, nobody made one. It could be that like some idiot child made one and didn't know what they had and were like, oh, Cathan's ring, and threw it on the ground. Or, you know, let their account expire or whatever. Also, I think 1.08 wasn't live for very long, so there wasn't a whole lot of time for people to figure out some of the weird stuff. But I'm not too sure, like, how long it was. I didn't start playing until 1.09. And that was, you know, as a child who didn't understand the game. So I didn't do that recipe back then, but if I had, you know, and I rolled something like that, I wouldn't have known that I had something crazy. And then the other thing that I've never seen is a 25 faster cast rate amulet, which could exist, but I've never seen one. But yeah, I don't have SOJ, but I'll show you when I finish some examples of Ravenfrost and Dwarfstar. And I think I have Manual Teal still on the guy, like I didn't put it in the stash yet. So you'll be able to see them in game, what it looks like. I think now, like in the modern patches, I think the recipe limits to item level 30. I believe so. Instead of being 2/3 of the character level.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
Okay, Ruby Sapphire. So that's that recipe, or those 4 recipes, are a lot of why I pick up all these, you know, junk gems of any quality. Any space quality, not unequal. Okay. Is to do that recipe. I'll show you another. Oh no, I got rid of it. Never mind. I was gonna say I'll show you another one that's crazy, but you know, just like 1.07 is only available for single player. Oh no. No. 1.10a and 1.10s beta. What is this? Were also only available for single player. And the recipes there, there's some recipes that will give weapons more sockets than they should. I don't know if it's accidental or if they were just testing it in the beta and then canned it. But some of the like 3 chipped gems makes a magic weapon type recipes can give too many sockets. So you can make an Archon staff with 6 sockets. That's a magic weapon, and also has a prefix and suffix. That would be, I would use to make really dumb item that just has too much text. But the more interesting, or probably, I guess, interesting, the more useful result would be you can make a Berserker axe with 5 sockets. And so you could get something like the 1.09 Cruel Weapon of Quickness as a Berserker axe, but instead of 3, you can roll up to 5 sockets. So that would be pretty strong. But that is a single player only thing because it's a beta patch. So it was, I don't even know if it was on a test realm or if it was only single player. So just a couple more items in my stash and then I'll mill off.
Yes.
And I'll show you those 1.08. rings. And like I said, I don't have an SOJ. But I think you'll be able to understand what it would look like. But how many jaw is a 36 lightning resist SOJ? Oh, well, since it would be a priceless artifact, you wouldn't actually trade it for jaw runes. You would only trade it for other priceless artifacts, or possibly forum gold, or US dollars.
Good day.
Yeah, it's only the rings and the amulets that could have existed without being hacked items.
Hail to you,
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of item that would probably only sell for dollars rather than
Hail
Uh,
to you, champion.
like traded. Do you play a lot and like have a lot of high value items, uh, or you mostly like, oh, I used to play and now I only watch other people? Because some people come in here and like they're playing while they watch me, and some people don't play anymore.
Yes.
And there've been a couple people who show up who like never played at all, and I'm just like, are you lost? Like, I don't mind people being here, but it's just like kind of weird to, I think, to watch this game if you haven't played it. 20 run walk. This one's no good. Let's see, 60. Yeah, 60 total resists. So no good. Unfortunate. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't play on Realm at all. But I have had, like, I'll say 2 major time periods of actually collecting good items. This being the second one. And, like, no, I didn't keep the items between the 2 separate time periods. So like 10 or 15 years ago, I played and had some pretty cool stuff. And then
Good to see you.
I started collecting items again in like 2020-ish, 2019. I guess it was probably 2020. Phase Blade. But like last year, I almost didn't play at all. Like there was 9 months where I didn't even launch the game. So it's not like I just only play all the time. Alright, they're not dropping anything for me to keep, so I think I'll just call this the last run anyway. Even though I'm not filling up those 2 corner squares of my stash. Did you play Warlock yet?
I can't carry anymore.
Or maybe you didn't move forward? Okay, I will repair. I will check for interesting items. Ah, okay. So you play a pretty decent amount.
What do you need?
Okay, I need to mule off, and then I need to show you that interesting item from 1.08. So let's see, what's the most interesting thing I found today? I didn't take a screenshot of anything. This ring was pretty neat, but probably the most interesting thing I found today was the 5 maximum damage, 7 gold find small charm. It used to be I would take a screenshot of that, but my standards have my standards are too high. So let me wait a few seconds to make sure the computer's happy that 1.07 is closed. And then launch 1.08. This guy. Okay, so here's Ravenfrost, right? And the 1.08 Ravenfrost does 4% chance to cast level 5 Frost Nova when struck. Cannot be frozen. Cold resist 35. Adds 15 to 25 cold damage. It does not do poison resist 34. But this one does. Manold Heal, same thing. It does not do poison resist 23. But this one does. Cathans. Let's see, I probably have a 36 in here. 34. No, the highest I got here is a 34. Cathan's Ring with 34 poison resist. Let's see, Angelic with 34 poison resist. It goes up to 36. And then these are rares. None of them are any good. They're just, I keep all of them so I can keep track of how many. And then Fortuitous Ring of Fortune. 34 magic find, 16 poison resist. Fortuitous Ring of Fortune. 33 magic find, 10 poison resist. And then this one I found interesting. 2 resists and 25 magic find. I have more in a stash that I muled off already, but the main thing that I was here to show you is this, Ravenfrost. So you could see, what this would look like as an SOJ. Just have something between 6 and 36 poison resists. I can show you. This says barrel results, but it should say Jade results, actually. It's a rare. Okay, this one. Okay. Dwarf Star. They're both garbage vols, but so 7 poison resist and 8 poison resist on Dwarf Star. The 1.08 Dwarf Star is worse than the modern version, so Fortuitous of Chance. Let's see. Mantled Heal. This one. This was one I liked. Platinum Ring of Fortune. 24 Magic Find, 116 attack rating, 33 poison resists. Some more Raven Frosts. And then generic rares. So I did 4,000 of these. Which one? The platinum one is the one I like the best. This is a classic ring, so it's pretty strong. I accidentally broke this guy in classic, and so I used him to do the recipe. This is probably the only item that he has that's like super busted. Yeah, the magic find caps at 40 here as well. So that's 34, that's 33. But yeah, so there you go. Like I said, I've never seen or heard of anyone having this bugged recipe results from on Realm. But that's it for today. I will probably play tomorrow, but I never guarantee that I'm going to play or not play. Thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting. And thank you for asking questions. I like talking about the game.